Hello everyone, this is Matt Hoots here with Sawhorse. I'm at the 1920s Makeover ATL and I've got some special guests with us. Now it is the winter time and I went out to my house first thing this morning. I saw lots of frost on the roof and admittedly I did have spray foam put in there when I first bought the house. That's before I knew about some of these better products that are on the market. And with that spray foam, you think that you've got a good continuous insulation, but you don't. I looked at, and I'll share this with you guys in the upper right hand corner. You'll see the other video where I shot some images showing the infrared cameras where you have thermal bridging on the roof. So to avoid that, what we do is put all the insulation toward the outside of the house. And in this house, the 1920s house, what we're gonna do is put all the insulation on the outside of the decking, on the roof, underneath the slab, on the foundation walls, and on the wall. So I've got Chris here. He's gonna explain a little bit of how their product works and why we put that insulation, that thermal control layer to the outside. Now I wish I would have done this on my house, but it's not too late. When I change my roof out, I'm actually gonna put new decking down, put ROCKWOOL on top of the roof. That way I don't have any thermal bridging, and when I look at the infrared camera next time, I don't see any breaks and I don't see any snow or frost melting. All right, Chris, I appreciate you flying all the way down to Atlanta, Georgia. I know it's a small airport. It's kind of difficult to get in and out of.
Oh, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your product and how we're going to use it on this house. So right now we're looking at the siding behind us. We've got all these cracks in the siding.
Right.
This siding is going directly on top of the studs. So obviously your product doesn't work with that. We have to, when we take the siding off, like how does your product work insulating the outside of the house?
So we're talking about Comfort Board 80 in this application, and like you said, eliminating thermal bridging is a huge thing when you're talking about exterior insulation. So you need your sheathing, your WRB, the Comfort Board right over that, just a snug butt joint. You don't have to tape any seams or anything like that. Strap over that, and then put your cladding right on top.
Now, Chris mentioned a couple items that ROCKWOOL carries. One is the external insulation, and he also talked about an insulation you stick in between the walls for soundproofing. Now, I've got two samples here. Now, this is the Comfort Board 110. This is designed for the outside of the house, and you can see it's fairly rigid. And this is designed for putting underneath your siding and also underneath the concrete. The other sample I have here is more for soundproofing between the studs and also providing insulation between the studs. This is called Safe and Sound. Now there's a considerable difference between the two of these. Now as you can see, this is a lot softer. It does have compression. It can be moved around, where the Comfort Board is fairly rigid. It's a lot denser. Now again, they both have similar R values, but one is designed to be towards the outside of the house and is also used in a different situation. So Chris, one thing that I've noticed on other houses, like especially if we're dealing with water damage, sometimes we'll see that there is damage to, if we have batten insulation in the wall. So when you have batten insulation, we know when water hits it, it basically soaks up like a sponge. So if ROCKWOOL is in the wall or on the outside, is it going to have the same tendencies as it deal with water the same way that fiberglass does?
Yes and no. Yes, the water can get in the product. I mean, if I stick a hose in the middle of a bat, it will get saturated, but water will then drain through the product. Every individual fiber is coated in a mineral oil, which is for waterproofing. So when you put in a bat product, or a board product really, the absorption rate is very, very low. But no, it does not wick moisture. It doesn't suck up water into your wall cavity or on the exterior of your house, and it will actually drain water right through it.
So one other thing about this product, and I was talking to some fire restoration people earlier today with ServPro, and I told them about this house and some of the cool things about it. They're very excited to see what's going on here. But ROCKWOOL also has a fire rating. So I've been using ROCKWOOL for years, probably 2 decades now. Not as an insulation product, although it was providing insulation, but mainly to be code compliant. So a lot of areas in Atlanta require they have fire stopping, so I was using the product for fire stopping. But because this product is used towards the outside of the house, this is going to provide good protection, say if there is a fire next door, and also you can build closer to other houses. So if you have this and also a fire rated cladding, you can build closer to the property line and be code compliant. All right, so we are within shouting distance or rock throwing distance from Piedmont Park. I also understand that we have the fire resistance, but we also have some sound resistance. So if the neighbors are throwing a crazy party, or if you're throwing a crazy party, want to have a rock band in, ROCKWOOL will help basically dissipate the sound before it goes through the wall.
Absolutely, and most of that comes from just what it's made of, and what it's made of is obviously the basalt and the steel slag. And because of those products, when we whip those together and we make the bat products, and again, we were talking about comfort board, it works with comfort board too. The density of the product and the fibrous nature of the product itself absorbs a lot of that sound vibration as it works its way through it.
So we're using this product in the outside of this house for sound, but in my personal house, I tell you what, my office is right below my kitchen, which is the busiest room in my house. I'm usually on a conference call or Zoom meeting, and I can't hear a damn thing half the time because they're just stomping around like a bunch of elephants. So I've come up with a way between my lighting system. I'm using the Halo lighting system, which is a shallow can, because I don't want any breaks in the insulation. So I'm going to use this not for insulating properties for thermal insulation, but for sound insulation. So once we install this with a hat channel, put the drywall up there, I basically won't be able to hear what's going on in the kitchen. And most importantly, if I'm trying to record, or I've got HVAC system outside, and I've also got a aspiring musician in the next room over, I'm going to soundproof his room as well. We can each record and not interfere with each other's recordings, and that way we can produce things quicker. We all need to be more professional. So if you're looking to have your home office, sound insulation is very important. So I definitely recommend that you look at this, and some of the videos in the upper right hand corner from the ROCKWOOL channel will explain how to install these properly with the hat channels so you can have that double insulation break and a quieter environment. Thanks, Chris, for coming down here and explaining all the different properties of ROCKWOOL, how we're going to use this on the house, and then we look forward. Now the next step, we just got the permit, we're working on the foundation, and Chris, his whole team, Clean Vapor, we also have Stego, they're going to come down here. We're going to show how to use their product as the thermal control layer underneath the slab. We're also going to deal with radon, moisture, lots of other things below the slab. So this is a pretty advanced technique, and especially on an old house for retrofit. Should be pretty exciting, and we look forward to sharing this content with you in the future.
Happy to be a part of it. Thank you.